Hi, I'm Dan Kristiansen, and I'm your state representative here in the 39th District. You know, I've spoken to you several times over the last couple months about what's going on down here in Olympia. And when we first came down here in January, I think I was pretty keen on the direction that I was hoping to go. You know, the 39th District has got more people that are collecting unemployment than any other district in the state of Washington. And because of that, and because of the impacts of companies like Boeing and other industries around us that have been laying off at record numbers around this state and are actually expanding in other states, I said I was going to come down to Olympia and work on policies that were going to try and put people back to work and also retain those jobs that we currently have. That did not happen here in Olympia. You know, I came forward with several bills, worked on a program that was called Made in Washington to try and retain jobs and to try and grow jobs in every sector of the economy. Didn't matter if you were aerospace or high tech, whether you were blue collar or white collar or green collar for that matter worker, but they were policies that were going to help you, no matter what your profession is, be able to have better opportunities in the state of Washington. None of those bills passed. Many of those bills didn't even get a hearing. What did pass? Well, as taxpayers, the legislature decided to make it easier to raise your taxes. They overturned your initiative. I voted no on that, as did all of my Republican colleagues. But it still passed. At a time like this, when we're in one of the worst economies our nation has ever known, we've decided to solve this problem rather than cutting back on spending ourselves as government, like you, as the citizens of the state, are having to do in your own personal budgets and in your business budgets. We didn't do that. At a time when we were seeing people that are contacting us saying we've made 30, 40, 50% cuts to our own budgets. What are you guys doing? As state government, what have we done? In some sectors, yeah, we've decreased our expenditures by about 5%. In other areas, as little as 1%. That doesn't sound like it's matching up with what's going on out there in the real world, which you are experiencing. What else did the legislature do? The legislature came up with a budget that did what? It actually spent new money on new programs that it's never spent money on before. Now that doesn't sound like it's cutting back. You know, yes, there were a few percentage point cuts back here and there, but we actually increased spending in other areas. How did we pay for it? The legislature decided to, now that they can do it with a simple majority, raise your taxes to the tune of nearly $1 billion a year, which makes it the largest tax increase our state has ever seen. Myself and my Republican colleagues, none of us voted for any of that. We did push for those bills that were going to help put you back to work. None of that happened. Is any of the things that we've done or any of the things that we've done going to make it easier now for you to go back to work? No. But I tell you this, it's going to make it more expensive for you to live. It's going to make it more expensive for that employer that you work for to keep you employed. What we're seeing right now, and maybe you've seen this, even Idaho right now is advertising to businesses in the state of Washington, come and work here. We'll make it easier for you. We'll make it less expensive for you to operate in our state. I do not want to see, as a native of Washington myself, people of this state have to move out of state to get a job. What happens when all these unemployment benefits disappear? We're going to have to work out of state? We're going to have to work in South Carolina? No, that's not what we should have been focusing on down here. So I'm very disappointed in how this session has gone. We could have done much, much better. My challenge to you is this, is get to know us as your legislators. You know, I may have voted the way you wanted me to vote on this, but many people did not. You need to keep us accountable. You need to contact us as your legislators. You need to contact your governor, all of those folks, and make sure you're paying attention to the decisions that we're making down here in Olympia. I have a senator that told me years ago, just before I got involved in politics, she said to me, Dan, if you only knew how much power I had in your life as your senator, you'd be paying a lot closer attention to what I'm doing as your senator. Mark my words, you do. You need to pay a lot more attention to what we're doing as your government officials. I do want to thank you for the honor of serving you. We're going to hope for some better days. Again, thank you so much for visiting me here in the legislature, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.